Right, welcome everyone to the Sim Racing Show live. Oh, Sam, we've hit. Well, do we want to? I guess you can see it at the top. But are you in sequential or handbrake?
Sequential.
Smashing the handbrake. So, welcome, Blacker. Good to see you. We have the brand new H pattern shifter. That would make sense, Sam, if I maybe included it in the title, I suppose.
It would make perfect sense.
And we've also got the news of the week, including iRacing adding a new street circuit, and also Season 2 2026 coming out. I'm sure you've
started.
Yeah, should have done.
Yesterday.
Gran Turismo 7 adding 3 new cars,
Yeah.
including an SUV.
Random.
Moza motion rig coming out,
Which
and
could be a hit or miss.
could be risky for them because it's really going out of their comfort zone. AI coaching as well, going to be very divisive for sure. In fact, interested to know your thoughts about that. AI coaching as a coach yourself and myself. Forza Horizon 6 adding time attack.
I've always been amazed it wasn't in there.
Yeah, and going for that like sim focused crowd, and then Race Room. A lot of people interested in Race Room. They're updating Spa, and if you're someone that likes driving Spa, maybe you want to be on the sim where it's the latest version.
Yeah.
And Lemon Ultimate Console. Good news, bad news. We can go into it. More stuff as well. Welcome TSM Sim Racing. Welcome Zajima. Welcome Blacker as well. So we're going to go through that, and we got exciting news because I said last time around we were going to get a sponsor.
We did.
So we're going to get a sponsor for this, and I want a sponsor for the F1, and we have our first sponsor, which is AVerMedia. Now you might think this is like some random. We emailed everyone.
Yeah, and this is the first one we write.
Yeah, first one, and it's nothing to do with what we do. It's nothing to do with sim racing. But that's not actually correct because I've actually used AVerMedia for a long time. In fact, this camera right here has always been going through an AVerMedia capture card. So that's what this is. We can talk about it later, but this is how you capture footage basically from your PlayStation or for a camera. So big thanks to AVerMedia with their 4K 60 capture card. Yeah, how are you doing, TSM Sim Racing? Let us know. So we have the news of the week. I'm also going to add the shifter into the title because we have it here. So if you've got any questions about the shifter, this is brand new from Logitech. I don't know if you know how much it costs.
When did it come out?
Came out yesterday, I believe.
Nice. I have no idea how much it costs.
Well, how much do you think?
Logitech?
Yeah.
210.
$159.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I was going to say 180 as well, and I thought, no, go a bit higher.
Yeah, I guess with dollars at the moment, we don't always know.
Could be anything at any point.
So this is the H pattern, which has been missing from Logitech's lineup actually. They've had the RS shifter and handbrake, which you got there.
I've now got it into handbrake mode.
Yeah. Some people not happy that if you want to have a, I don't know how normal this is, but if you want to have a shifter, a sequential handbrake, and a H pattern.
I don't know why you'd have all three.
So I guess so you're covered for everything. Let's say you're doing AC rally.
Yeah.
And some of those rally cars, I guess, are newer ones, or maybe not even newer because probably there's
They're paddle and
but
would it be like
2000s? Yeah,
be...
maybe they were sequential. But then when you go do the classic stuff as H pattern, you're going to need to run 3 things. But I do think that is a small use case.
It's very small. But I have seen other ones where you can change the top plate to make it into...
Yeah, whether that's possible here, I don't know. I think that might have been possible on the old one. Welcome Eugene Chica as well. FANATEC has some serious competition for the console ecosystem, which is good for us. They would, so by the way, not in the sim racing show that came out. Welcome Barry as well. But FANATEC, you're not going to believe this. Another price question for you, Sam, and anyone in the chat as well. I want to hear your thoughts on this. FANATEC CSL DD QR2. So
mouthful.
Huh?
That's a mouthful.
Yeah. So latest quickly. So they're not shifting some old quickly.
Okay.
5 Newton meters.
Okay.
So same as a T598.
Yeah.
It's not console compatible. It's a PC one.
Yeah.
So 5 Newton meters QR2 FANATEC DD. How much do you think that's going for currently, as we speak, in the UK GBP price? Welcome BCRE Sports. Welcome Levi Racing.
No pedals.
No pedals, just the base. Just the base.
Just the base.
Yeah,
no
rim.
either.
No rim. Yeah.
699.
189 British pounds on Amazon right now.
Really?
Yeah. Go and have a look at
That
your
makes
phone.
0 sense.
Go on Amazon and have a look at FANATEC CSL DD. And I actually sent them a message. I was like, guys, I didn't even know this deal feel free to let me know about these deals because I would have included it in the sim racing show. Because if someone's looking to get onto FANATEC because
DD.
CSL DD, let us know how you're doing in the chat if you want. Ask us your questions.
Wow.
£186.
186 quid on Amazon. I can have that at my door between 7 and 1
tomorrow. 7 a.m.
7 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Okay.
I could have that
So
at my
less
door.
than 12 hours.
Discounted £103.
Yeah, so if anyone's thinking about getting in the FANATEC ecosystem, because for various reasons, maybe there's a particular rim you like, maybe you want to run V3s, you really always want to run V3s. Like the CSL DD itself is unlikely to be like that product you really want, but there may be other stuff around it that means you want to.
It may allow you to use the stuff like the NASCAR.
Yeah,
rim
exactly.
And stuff like
That is
that's ridiculous.
Ridiculous, yeah.
And I went so high because I was thinking, I know FANATEC obviously recently come down in pricing.
Yeah.
But I went high because FANATEC are notoriously top of the mid-range budget.
So let's say you want to pair that with a wheel. Let's say you want to pair it with the McLaren CSL, not that one. The CSL.
Yeah.
The one I really like.
Yeah.
How much do you think that is?
I almost clicked on the bundle as well.
Yeah. How much do you think it is?
380.
£151 for the McLaren wheel with QR2.
Sorry, when I said 380, I meant the two combined.
No.
Oh,
Okay. So 100.
So
320 or something. 330.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was a bit over.
Yeah. So yeah, FANATEC. I don't know if anyone's seen those deals, but if anyone's in the UK, feel free to split screen us and go into Amazon and you can check FANATEC deals because I don't know whether to talk about it more and let people know.
And they're aware of their pricing. It's not a mistake.
Well, I've messaged them and said, hey guys, this is like insane pricing. What's going on?
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's Amazon doing it or it's FANATEC doing it. FANATEC are doing a spring sale on their site, but I don't think it's as juicy. And also the FANATEC site, you can't buy in English pounds on it.
It's all euros.
It's all euro. So it's like from a consumer perspective in the UK, it's a bit. Eugene says the DD Pro and Extreme are more expensive because of the PlayStation chip. Yeah, that's the same for every brand though. Every brand is like that. So I'm not too surprised. Yeah, let us know what you're thinking of the sim racing topic. So I'm going to pin a comment on what we're talking about. Okay. Let's start with iRacing new update. iRacing.
Sorry. The FANATEC website.
Yeah.
Actually has them for £284.
I know, so it's cheap on Amazon.
So it's cheaper to buy this on Amazon.
Yeah.
Free delivery between 23rd and 31st. So that's not tomorrow. And it's actually cheaper to buy it off Amazon.
Yep.
Than off FANATEC.
And I would sorry to if I offend any brands, but I would say buy it on Amazon.
Sure.
Because if you got a refund, then Amazon's a bit massive company, but don't worry about it.
Yes, exactly. Keep it. The box is for it. Keep it.
Yeah. And also, you probably get a lot of stuff delivered from Amazon. Well, maybe you probably get more stuff delivered from Amazon than FANATEC. So maybe the postman knows where your door is. Levi, do you think Project Motor Racing staff and developer are really sorry and not trying to gaslight players? Where they still right? So I am going to do some stuff with Project Motor Racing, not paid stuff. I want to hasten to add, but I'm going to be doing some coverage. So and I'm not going to pull punches. I've skimmed some stuff that's come out, and it seems to be fairly, I don't want to say promotion, but fairly sort of like soft punch. I can't even call it soft punches. It's just like it's just their side of the story. Trust me, I'm going to also make sure we bring in like the player side of the story, which is people bought this game for a lot of money.
The users themselves.
On Xbox, I don't think the wheels work day one, so I haven't seen anyone asking a question about that.
Yeah.
And yeah, the whole thing. We have a frustration. Well, I think we share a frustration about Motor Racing that there is something there, and it's been explained poorly to players.
Yeah, there's some cool features on it. Potentially could be good, but it's like they're there to be done. Its potential is there. It's not that hard for them just to. Well, obviously it is, but it doesn't feel that hard just for them to get that last bit to unlock it all. But it's just. Kind of like,
I think if you go out and you create Silverstone, Sebring, Spa, the Nordschleife, Lime Rock Park, you go out, you create all these tracks, you create all these cars. You have to go you have to finish the job. You can't just create all that content because I'm sure so many people in that business will have thought we've created so much content. We have created so much content. People are going to really like it. However, from a people's perspective. Well, I've already got all of that in ACC.
Yeah.
I've already got all of that in
That's the problem. I mean, I've said it multiple times. There's so many sim racing games now.
Yeah.
That if you want Spa, for example, if you use Spa, you've got probably 8 different sims you can use Spa on now.
And we're going to talk about Spa later because we've got Spa in the race room news. But let us know in the chat. This is a conversation also.
I also actually fully agree with Eugene here. The best sim is the one where you're having fun.
Yeah. So what is that sim for you, Eugene? Let us know. So let's start with iRacing this week. So iRacing, nothing massively spicy in season 2. I think it's fair to say. The NASCAR Craftsman series got a Ram truck. I don't know if you do that series. Is
very.
Is that not where you start though in Oval? You often start in the trucks.
You start in the Legends, so the little small midget type things.
But they are trucks, though, aren't they? They are flat. Oh, okay.
No, trucks are C ranked.
Okay.
C ranked. It's like a GT4 essentially.
Yeah.
So NASCAR would be the GT3.
Yeah. Welcome, Nick Easter. Just got a notification come through. Gran Turismo turned off on wires near. So good job you got a notification. I'm glad that's working.
Yeah. I got a notification on my phone.
You got one?
I got one as well. Super
Maybe
rare.
because I scheduled it early enough.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I had one a half hour ago, and I had one
okay.
about 5 minutes ago.
So we're going to come to Gran Turismo 7 next. We're going to talk about the update next. You know what? I'm going to put this on. I'm going to put these on screen as well. So we've got the current topic.
So yeah, I was about right. Stock, mini, then Arca, then trucks. So yeah, trucks would be probably C class, I guess. I've always enjoyed NASCAR, but not. I'm guessing it's my European way of life. It's not my go-to, but I've always enjoyed doing NASCAR. It's always a good bit of fun. I don't take it deadly serious, which obviously a lot of people do, but it's good fun to do. And I always enjoy like the smaller cars, like I said, the Legends, short course ovals. Very fun.
So I was just choosing the font. Tahoma. Isn't Tahoma? Isn't that a type of truck? Isn't Tahoma a brand of truck in America? Can we get that checked?
Is it Tacoma?
Is it Tacoma or Tahoma?
Tacoma.
I've just chosen Tahoma bold though. Hoping I can get a shade on it. See.
Will you guys be partaking in the ASETEK 1600 Rookie Series fix? I won't because I hate the car.
Well, I saw today that
I hate it with a passion.
Sam, our friend, ASETEK CEO, Andre Eriksson, has made a video today saying he's going to be giving away prizes for people who enter that series.
iRacing one?
Yeah.
I will be doing it. You've heard that here first.
How does that look with the topic? We can update that as we go.
Yeah.
iRacing. So what I want to say, iRacing, street circuits, perfect match for me. Because iRacing for me is the most hardcore sim. That when you're doing a street circuit in iRacing, and because also the tires in iRacing,
really well.
the tires in iRacing is like some kind of voodoo thing as well. So when you do a long race on a street circuit in iRacing, your tires start going off. It's for me that there's no other feeling like that in sim racing. But I don't know what you might
I hate doing street circuits on iRacing. There's so many bandits who can just fire it off themselves, outbrake themselves, and just ruin a whole. So I don't do like the 12-minute sprints, so I always try and do the 40 minutes or longer.
Is that the IMSA ones?
The GT3 Open.
Okay, because you can because they do multi-class. Yeah,
we can do the IMSAs. I try not to do it purely because there is just.
Also, if people hit the barrier and come back on the track,
come back onto you, and you can be completely innocent. I know a lot of time you can be completely innocent at Monza, and someone takes you out at chicane and stuff like that. But street circuits just a big no for me.
Well, let us know what you think in chat. That's the current topic. iRacing's new update adds a new street circuit, which is St. Petersburg, if I remember.
Yes, it is.
I don't know if you've seen in IndyCar, they went to a new street circuit this weekend, and Mick Schumacher was saying this is absolutely terrible. And they were saying this isn't Monaco, Mick.
Yeah.
And people were saying it's not a good thing to say it's not Monaco because. But anyway, that looked like a great street circuit. I think Grosjean had a big incident in that race.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to understand if they agree with me or you here. Do you like street circuits on iRacing, or do you hate street circuits?
Yeah, let us know in the chat where you stand on street circuits.
Can you do a poll?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Chuck a poll up.
Smash a poll in there. Do you like street circuits? I'm just going to say, do you like street circuits?
On sim or something like that.
There we go.
Have you just voted?
Yeah. put. You can vote in the poll.
I can vote.
Eugene says, for me, it's GT7 ACC because I'm only on PS5. Sim racing PCs. It's interesting because now you technically have the option of Project Motor Racing and Rennsport. But I don't think people really kind of factor in. I am going to do a video on Rennsport, actually. I said I would do a video on a race I had out there. I'm just waiting for the footage, actually. So I'm interested to see what people think of that. Levi, I wish iRacing would come to console. Well, isn't NASCAR on console?
NASCAR's on console.
So if you want to try iRacing a little bit, maybe you can look at the NASCAR. By the way, also on console, I think Test Drive Unlimited and the Crown is now part of PlayStation Plus potentially.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Had that before.
YouTube featured
on your stream.
I would take a screenshot of that.
I already have done.
Okay.
Don't worry about
Apparently we're featured on YouTube, so just anything could happen here. Anything could happen.
So I've not seen that before.
Yeah.
Big things coming on.
All
thanks to Ava Media.
Yeah, exactly. Ava Media know about this. The Toyota Tacoma is actually Japanese, but made in America. I used to think Toyota, a long time ago, I thought Toyota was an American brand.
Really?
Because when I used to go to America, you see a load of Toyotas. Just Toyotas. And they're massive, yeah. You think Japan is like a bit more like small cars.
They are.
And also like they're big in like American motorsport culture, like NASCAR kind of thing. Welcome Susie K as well. Welcome VR and Kush. Arlington was so it was Arlington. Arlington was a street circuit. To me, that just given that Formula One. Oh, by the way, I am going tomorrow to Madrid, so I am going to Formula E tomorrow. That is not the Mad Ring. That is
a different. Is it in the same sort of area?
Yarima. I don't know because, to be honest with you, I don't even know when I'm flying, so it's all a bit last minute. But
you don't know where you land.
Yeah,
when you land, I don't know.
So it's gonna be exciting. I'll try and I'll be sharing all of that probably on Instagram and stories and whatnot. So hope you join me for that. But I think that's a purpose-built circuit, Yarima, which from what I've seen looks quite exciting. The Mad Ring is still being built. There does look to be like a crazy bull ring section. That does.
Kind of like what they've done in Mexico.
Kind of like what we've done in Mexico, but also, you know, the one in Miami where they go around the fake marina?
Yes.
It's kind of like, that's the more like the corner.
See, I don't mind that for a street circuit. Like what they've done in Mexico, going into the old baseball stadium.
So you just get more, you see the cars longer.
I quite like that as a thing. It's a bit of a spectacle.
I think they should do that. I think in between races, they should do go-kart races in there. No, like you could create a little track there with cones or something and have like, you know, high-level go-karts or whatnot and just do a lot. I'm sure they do a load of entertainment in that thing. VR likes the Moza R9 wheel. There's no wheel called the Moza R9 wheel. Do you mean the ESX? Apps to have street circuits that usually have nowhere to go when you're a bit wide, so easy to crash, have a safety car. I guess that's the thing in iRacing is safety cars are not a feature in iRacing, right? Correct. So it's been a while since I've done a big endurance race, but if there's a crash, you
see, for me, going with that comment there, so easy to crash and have a safety car. If I crash myself, all my own, it is what it is. It's my own fault. I hold my hands up. It's when I get crashed into a wall by someone else who I feel doesn't have a need.
Yeah.
So doesn't help me too much. It's why I kind of stay away.
Okay. The current
have I lost the poll?
Current voting is yes 69%, no 31%, and Sam.
I bet I'm the no. I bet there's 3 votes, and I'm one of them.
Right. We're going to move on topic now to Gran Turismo 7. So, that would be too easy, right? If you could double click that. Let's do that. Okay, so the next topic is Gran Turismo 7 adds 3 new cars. Okay?
Oh, I preempted this.
Yeah.
You start it.
Don't tell me you got pictures of the cars on your phone. You're going to show them.
I've got a picture of one of them which I used to have.
Oh, okay. So Sam had one of the cars. That means, because obviously my car's in Gran Turismo 7.
And my old car.
Yeah. Gilo says, Kireth, hi, welcome Grain Games, I hope you're doing well. I don't know if you're interested in the shifter. I know you've got the G Pro. If you've got any questions, let us know. Blacker loves voting, no spelling required. Yeah, you can just click a button. Julia, Kira, since you seem to be on good friends with ASETEK CEO, I would say I'm good friends with ASETEK CEO.
I'd say I'd be surprised if you weren't invited to some sort of party.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be married already, but if he wasn't married, I'd be surprised if you weren't best man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm his best man. But can you convince him to sponsor a sports car series? I think it's cool what they're doing, right? Because obviously, Conspit sponsors a series.
FANATEC do as FANATEC used to.
Yeah, what they do right now. SIMUCUBE do their one, right?
I'm quite up for all these brands.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's great for iRacing. iRacing getting paid.
Yes.
Great
for the brands because they're getting exposure.
It's a bit like how AverMedia responded to the screen with the live game at Ultra S.
We're good at that, aren't we?
Yeah. We're not good at it. We'll get better at it, I'm sure. But yeah, I imagine it might be cheaper to sponsor that one, the 1600. I don't know. I mean, it's actually
I don't know,
the FF600 is probably actually quite popular in terms of
I
numbers.
would say so because it's one of the earlier ones.
Yeah, I like driving that car in VR actually. TSN, please be GT1, GL1. I think it's good. This is a really interesting point. I know we're meant to be talking about Gran Turismo, but talking back about iRacing,
I am this. I'm just trying to find them.
We've both raised concerns in the past that with the proliferation of sim racing titles, you start to dissipate the player base.
Yeah.
And I've said personally quite strongly, maybe it would have been cool if iRacing was really the only place to do G3 racing.
Mm-hmm.
So every Tuesday it's stacked and it's just so much energy there. And it feels like with the way that these series are becoming bigger things, they also appear in iRacing Arcade, which the FF600 is in iRacing Arcade. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting if the ASETEK sponsorship will carry on over there. I might just speak to the developers and ASETEK and say, what's the story here? But it's good for these things to become bigger things in their own right.
Yes. I'm all up for big brands. Obviously, it's all down for advertising for them, but it also feels like they're giving back, especially as ASETEK, like you said, or like one of the commenters said, of actually giving prizes for it.
Yeah.
It helps people into the iRacing, that series. Mm-hmm. It helps exposure for ASETEK, and it helps the racers potentially win a prize.
Yeah, it's all quite good.
Yeah.
It's all quite good. And, maybe I'll reach out to ASETEK. Maybe I could do some story of racing in their series as well and have some fun. And would that be a good car to race with the shifter?
What's that?
The 1600?
Yes.
Has it got like a 4 speed or something?
1600 and the MX5.
Yeah.
Realistically, you have to use a H pattern.
But the MX5 is now sequential MX5, isn't it? It used to be H pattern.
Is it still H pattern?
I'm sure there's a sequential MX5. Whether it's a default for rookies now, I don't know. But I mean,
I thought it was still H pattern.
Can anyone let us know on that? Camaro time trials a bit too easy, but I'll take the 2 million. Yeah, if you ever want credits in Gran Turismo 7, just do the time trials. Graham, the new Logitech shifter looks good.
But what about the handbrake? I'm moving the whole table here.
I don't know how popular ever the handbrake was. I feel like the H pattern is.
I'm going to go back to the sequential. Why won't Gran Turismo come to PC?
Because they want to sell PS5s to us.
Yes. I've been at the flagship game for PlayStation.
Yeah. Aku says how to configure the Porsche Vision GT Wheel FANATEC. So it's not obvious. You need to go in Gran Turismo 7. You need to go to, I think your wheelbase will show up, and you have to do some guesswork to map the buttons. It's not easy. I don't know why people don't talk about it. I don't know where it is, but like you can't. It doesn't really matter. But you can't really make sense of the buttons. They make no logical sense. Yeah. So especially the start button and like things like that. But that's you go into the Gran Turismo controller settings and you map it there.
So new cars.
So March update dropped last week, which is interesting because it kind of, I think it was meant to be for every update, but it's kind of slipped to early March. No anniversary, even though Gran Turismo is now 4 years old. 4 years old, no anniversary.
That's mad, isn't it? Because it's mad that it is, because we started the league and I couldn't get through it.
Yeah,
because I couldn't unlock all the
Gran
stuff.
Turismo being 4 years old makes me feel very old actually.
No, it doesn't feel like it was 4 years ago.
GT Sport is probably 10 years old.
Which is way better.
Yeah.
What?
So add that as a topic. So the 3 cars, welcome Mobile Lima for 3. The 3 cars are the Mazda RX-7 Type R.
FD.
Don't
forget FD.
There's anyone wants to know about FD?
The FD is the rounded one which everyone likes. The FC is the square, sharp angle ones which no one knows.
Is that an older one?
Yeah.
Like it looks a bit ancient.
Yeah. And look, here it is.
So this is your FD.
My old FD.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which I don't know if that will show up on camera.
That's a rotary.
That is it hasn't loaded.
No, it has loaded. It's just you're putting it straight into the blur.
You can't see it. I used to have an RX-7 FD3S. So yes, you see what I mean? The rounded one is the FD square shape.
So make sure you rate Sam's car in the comments. Eugene said he loves the FC. Well, let us know why you like the FC. Mo, but how do I stop my wheel going left to right in Group 1 cars? It sounds like you need to calibrate your wheel, maybe. Let us know what wheel you're running and whether it's calibrated.
It sounds like it's just left, right, full lock.
Yeah.
Like you're pressing on the D-pad.
Maybe your rotation as well, but let us know. Other two cars, Chevrolet Camaro 69 Race Mod, which is actually quite interesting. It's fun. It's fun to drive cars like that in Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
But then the Renault Capture S. Like, what is the driving force?
Hang on, wait. Sorry, you haven't given it its full name here. It's the Renault Capture S Edition TCE 140.
I'm guessing the E means hybrid or something as well.
You've got to give it the whole name.
But honestly, who wants to drive that car? Let us know in the chat who is that
aimed
for? Yeah, that's like if FIFA just dropped in like a snail or something.
A snail.
Yeah.
It's like if they dropped
as a player.
As a player.
Yeah.
A player. Pingu's just come on.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty
cool. The Pingu would be sick.
That'd be
but like a
good.
snail that's like really slow. You're like, there's no novelty in it. It's just I'm here to play FIFA to like have fast players or whatever. It's like who is that for? Unless it's some 8D. Why are they doing it? Like, why are they spending time doing that? It just seems like a waste of effort. They have added 10 new engine swaps as well. But yeah, let us know in the chat what you think of that. We wanna kind of go through the news and get your thoughts on it. So if you've got any thoughts, let us know. I'll do a new poll on the Renault Capture S as well. It got even stronger, by the way, on that poll.
Did it?
Yeah.
Did I lose considerably?
Yeah, 73%.
Oh, I can't stop sneezing now.
Right, so I'm going to start the Q&A.
What car do you like the most?
So let us know in that. Start that poll. Mobile says Logitech G923.
Wow, sorry, there was 30 votes in total in the end.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought there was
quite a lot of votes in there.
Yeah. Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah, G923. Maybe you want to sort out your calibration. You can go into the calibration screen in Gran Turismo and just check it's working there.
It sounds like it's not done for wheel. It's essentially thinking on a controller and it's thinking left on the D-pad, right on the D-pad.
Maybe.
That's how it feels. If it's just like full lock left, full lock right, don't have anywhere in the middle.
Eugene, there must be a big soccer man base in G10 for no capture. Yeah, we don't know. But don't know if I can actually find that poll. Anyway, let me know if the poll's working, but I tried to put the poll in there. Okay, so next news item is Moza releasing a motion, not a motion rig, a motion platform. Yeah, that's the right word. I'm going to add that in.
So with the Moza platform, the HMA 150, I'm presuming it's something like essentially a really crude way of thinking about it is like a magic carpet type thing. So it sits on that and the actual thing moves left, right, up and down.
So
it's not an actuator.
You think it's a magic carpet?
You know what I meant? Like a big flat base.
But because we saw one of these in Germany. We saw like a magic carpet one.
Yeah. I think it sounds like that type.
No, it's actuators.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah, it's just actuators. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's for actuators. It's 3 DOF.
Got ya.
So.
You know, I thought it was on like one of the platforms.
No. The platform was something that was maybe gave you some kind of lateral sensation.
Yeah.
And they talked to Big Game about that, and I've seen some videos come out that I don't really agree with, to be honest. But because I don't think it was.
I never got to go on it, no. This is when we were getting rushed around.
I don't think it's radically transformative, in my opinion. But yeah, so Moza have done the motion 3 DOF. Obviously, it's Moza, so a lot of people will have Moza equipment. Maybe that will make people more comfortable. Yeah. So you have D-Box, you have DOF Reality, you have other modes, but they all seem a bit like, oh, that's a whole new world for me. I don't know how that's going to work with software and like you need big boxes. We even went to Las Vegas and we spoke with Nitro Concepts, and they've got their own boxes and everything. And it's like, oh, I'm not sure I really want it. You got to do it in SimHub. Whereas Moza, well, hang on. Given your FSR wheel doesn't work with SimHub, correct? I wonder whether this base is going to work through Pithouse and not SimHub. And is that a pro or a con, or is that actually quite controversial in sim racing?
I would say it's probably a con. if I'm honest.
Well, okay, let's start from the basics. Is the FSR working for you in Pit House, but not SimHub, a pro or con?
I am indifferent for it. I'm not overly fussed about the screens. I've got the screen. But I'm not overly fussed. I'm
Okay, so
indifferent.
okay.
I'm indifferent. On
Yeah.
that. It'd be cool if it worked on SimHub, but also it's not the end of the world for me.
Yeah. But motion.
Motion, I think, should be SimHub compatible, just purely because of all the actual other options. And if you're spending the money on motion, odds are you have SimHub running already. It would be nice to tie it all in instead of having SimHub here, Pit House here with motion.
What did you say? You said if you're already running motion.
If you're buying motion, odds are you're already running stuff.
I'm not sure. I think traditionally.
You don't think people would be running?
I think to today's date, if you're going to get motion, you're seriously going to buy motion. Like next week, you're going to get it.
Yeah.
I agree with you. However, the target audience for Moza, because I assume this is going to be very price competitive, is maybe more comprised of people that actually don't run SimHub. Because if you're a Moza user, you may not be running SimHub. Because, for example,
you don't need it for the wheel bases and stuff like that. Yeah, I get that, but I think SimHub's so versatile anyway, with all the additional dashboards. And I know I've only just got into using SimHub, and you the same as well. I think if you're taking sim racing seriously enough to get a motion platform, people will be using SimHub. So I would love to think that Moza will have it working through SimHub.
Well, let's see. I mean, clearly we have a bit of a difference of thought on it. So I don't know which one. Yeah, I don't know which one's going to be right. Let us know what you think in the comments as well as that. In fact, just let us know in the comments if you're actually running SimHub or not. Have you tested new 28 Newton meters? No, I've asked them, so we'll see what they say. I mean, again, I don't soft hands anything. I will tell you how it is, and if I think it's worth it, I'll let you know. And if I don't think it's worth it, I'll let you know. But let's see what they say. Westy of Logitech sent you a McLaren Wim. I wouldn't be able to say. But obviously, I couldn't say anything about a shifter for a while. But you can likely, when stuff comes out day one, I should be able to let you know what my thoughts are.
How do you get that into 7th?
You have to give it a big push.
Oh wow! So you actually got a
Only birthday wish is LMU comes to console. That is on our. We're going to get to LMU on console. So
that is coming up.
Yeah, make sure you stick around. Levi says, I'd rather they came out with a haptic device versus motion for sim racing. Yeah, interesting they didn't decide to go for haptics, because I feel like a haptic that goes into the back of your Moza base is a cheaper and simpler logical thing.
So it plugs in, what's you on about, like, to go on your seat or onto your body?
Yeah, onto the back of your seat, probably, yeah.
Okay.
So
and plug direct. Are there anywhere which does that with plugs directly?
I think Next Level Racing. I mean, your wheel would just be like a hub, essentially, I guess. Graham, I hear Project Motor Racing 2.0 is coming next week. They are working on Project Motor Racing 2.0. I think it's my de facto position is that it's potentially quite cynical to call something so early 2.0.
If you own PMR 1.0, it's 2.0 free.
Yeah, it will be. But like, it'll be an update. But like, you know, and to be fair to Project Motor, to be fair, but like, their first patch was like 1.5.0, which was quite weird. I was like, well, what happened to 1.0.1 and 1.1? Yeah.
All the middle stuff.
Yeah, I think Gran Turismo is still on like 1.7 or something. So Project Motor Racing is already in 2. Anyway,
skipping.
Yeah, and anyway, so that's my de facto. But let's see what, you know, there's a chance they may have fixed everything. There's a chance. So,
there's a possibility.
We'll give it a fair shot. Okay, the next item is Moza unveiling AI coaching. I think is going to be very controversial.
I am not a big fan of that. Just going by my initial thoughts, I'm not a big fan of AI coaching. I understand that people like coaching, and I'm presuming AI coaching will be cheaper than real life coaching. But I'm just not a big fan of it because it's going to be very direct. It's going to be, this is the perfect line, no matter what. This is the perfect line. You're trying to overtake someone. Is it going to know that you're trying to overtake someone and you have to alter your line? Or maybe it's a bit wet but the track's drying a little bit, so you've got to kind of keep your left wheels on the dry bit.
So I think there's probably two ways of looking at it. If you look at it like that, through that lens, you can be like, this AI coaching is not going to be as good as if I was coaching you. And I think that's probably. I think at the beginning that'll probably be valid. The other way of looking at it is that what's the percentage of sim racers who can afford, have the time, money, incentivization, or whatever, to get one-to-one coaching? Tiny, 0.0, whatever.
Sure.
So does this open up where like suddenly 40% of people are going to actually get some form of coaching, even if it's not the best?
I mean, it's going to help a select few people, but it's never going to be. I mean, I'm talking as someone who does coaching, not for sim racing, but actual full karting and stuff. So I do a lot of kart coaching. I cannot see how, all the reasons I said earlier, how it can be a good idea. I think it's going to be a terrible idea. I think it's going to teach horrendous habits, and you just don't get. I'm not going to learn as much talking to. Well, I'm not even going to be able to talk to the AI as I would be to talking to you.
Yeah.
I do get your point about, obviously, it's going to be more. It's going to open up coaching to a lot of people who don't have the money and time for that. I fully understand that. I still don't think it's going to be worth it.
Okay, keep your comments coming in. Levi says, I think AI just needs to go away. It's driving price up for all electronics. Yeah, I've got a video about that actually. I've got some new RAM in this machine, so I've got a video coming out. Eugene, I think AI may be useful for beginners learning new tracks. Julio says, terrible. Companies need to stop the AI sloptification of their products and services. And Levi, I'd rather honestly pay for like Max Verstappen.
Missed a few there.
Yeah.
Like Michael Schumacher, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, the money to coach you on how to race a car versus
So
AI.
going back to what you said, so keep your comments coming in because, you know, it's very important what we think about this. I say we, I mean like us as sim racers. But everything you said is, again, valid. However, and there's a little asterisk here, because Moza has motion now, because they got active pedal, because they got force feedback wheelbase, okay, let's say you've got a coaching student who's got all of those. This is a completely transformative experience that the coaching AI can say, I'm going to take you around Spa, I'm going to take you up Eau Rouge, I want you to rest your foot on the pedal, I'm going to show it's flat. I'm going to show it's flat up Eau Rouge, or we're going to go into La Source, the hairpin. I'm going to show you how late you can brake. So if you try and brake, I'm not going to let you brake. The pedal's not going to move. It's going to be. We wondered why does the Moza active pedal have 200 kg of force?
To stop you from pushing.
To actually stop you from pushing it.
Just locks on.
Yeah, this is why. At the time we were like, that's a bit. Why do you need to? And we, you know, some other people might say, oh, look how strong the pedal is. That's amazing. We're like, this is just silly.
Yeah.
But now. Okay, so
and
you can't as a so technically you can't as a. So what are you gonna say?
I was gonna say I know Moza don't do it, but that 36 Newton millimeter, same thing.
Yeah,
I can't physically turn the wheel.
No. It's a great point, and I've said for a long time I think this is going to be the next battleground of sim racing hardware, because it's almost like what's happened in sim racing is that the hardware has advanced so much, the software hasn't advanced as much, and the software had a chance last year to advance as much with Project Motor Racing, etc., and they didn't capture it. That now the hardware manufacturer is actually going to do software to improve the experience of the sim racing titles for people, because the real energy in sim racing is from the hardware manufacturers. So just on that point, the small asterisk is that, you know, at the moment you can't coach someone. I can't coach someone and physically hold the pedal for them, whatever.
No.
However, maybe if I'm sat in London on my active pedal, whatever, maybe I can say, you're going to feel exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean,
that's quite cool.
If it can adjust your pedals for you, that's a completely different story. Okay, that opens up a completely different story of stuff.
Yeah.
I had tuition coaching last week, literally a week ago, so I came straight from Wilton. And I had a driver saying, look, it's a flat out left, flat out right. And he was
first corner.
Yeah, so he was lifting early on the left. I said, you need to do it. He's like, I can't do it. I was like, it's one of those things where
because he thinks he's going to go straight or something.
As soon as you do it once, you'll be like, why haven't I done this every single lap? He did that once through, I don't want to say persuasion, but gentle encouragement, let's put it that way. He did it once, it came in 8/10 faster, literally instantly. You can see it on all the
carried
data
all that
logger.
speed up.
Carries all the speed, obviously, from the last corner all the way up to Christmas. 8/10 faster is like, that was easy. I was like, I told you, it's one of those corners where do it once, and then you're like, why haven't I done it every time? You're not going to get that sort of feedback from AI. If you're AI, you're not going to be able to relate to me in that sort of way.
I'm not sure. Oh, whoa.
Well, I don't think AI is going to be.
Hang on. No. So the difference is, let's go to Dragon Trail Seaside in Gran Turismo. Let's go to Death Chicane. Yeah, in a GT3 or something.
Yeah.
And I'm behind a Ghost. And the Ghost is doing it flat.
Yeah.
I can see that the Ghost is doing it flat. What I'm going to try and do, because I'm not going to kill myself, I'm just going to experiment different ways of getting it flat until I actually... But I am going to try and get it flat.
But you can do that also for real life. Like I said, if you're behind me in a car, you'll see me go through a corner flat.
I wonder if there's a difference between sim racing and real racing here. That we're probably,
I think there's
we're probably the best people in the world to talk about this. Actually, no, but
I think there probably is a big difference.
No, but this is no one's ever come across this before. But like we've everyone knows that in real racing you're scared, so you hit the brakes earlier and whatever. And sim racing it's the opposite. But that comes to a head in the way you coach. Because there you're trying to encourage people to be a bit braver.
Exactly. Like, you can do it. You just need to get, and then as soon as they do it once, it's a real.
On that point, you know, I said about last source, like obviously it's going to be like you can brake late. Maybe the person's braking too late, and they're just going all. You know, when you're at last source, you go all the way on the curb and whatever. And actually, the thing will tell you, no, brake early, and it will pull back and brake you earlier, and you will, because you're sitting in your position, it will be very easy to bring that into your rhythm, because you'll like be in the rhythm and like.
But then also,
is it cheating as well?
I was going to say, seeing that comment there,
like,
literally,
yeah, there we go.
You'd have to have. I'm just going to use iRacing for example. You'd have to have iRacing somehow know it. They've got their easy cheat.
Easy anti-cheat.
Yeah, but that'd have to be configured up so the AI can't do the race for you. But there'll be people working around it.
Welcome, Slam King. Graham saying PMR's quite a few updates. Yeah, let's see. I'll be on that. Interested to hear your thoughts as well.
Put a poll up to see if people would use AI coaching.
Yeah.
How did that one end? Ooh.
People don't like the capture. Maybe we'll say a word about our sponsor while I type this in.
You mean Ava Media?
Yeah.
The capture card, 240 frames per second. Nice and easy, small, in white. Very nice. Makes everything possible for us.
Big sense. Yeah, they do literally make it possible with the capture card. So there's pretty cool collaboration there. The poll has gone up. Would you have AI sim racing coaching if it's free? So make sure to vote in that. Slam King. Yeah, and we're not doing too bad. Julie Remo, I can see someone getting into an accident IRL and saying, but AI said I'd be okay.
Yeah. It would be like a little heads up.
Well, no, that'd be like if your guy crashed in turn one.
Yeah.
You'd be like, Sam, I told you it was difficult.
And then I would still say to it, because I said it to my son, and I will say it to my son Friday, Saturday, Sunday up at Warden Law.
Yeah.
That's flat. But it's not. But trust me, it is. I crashed.
I think the difference is, like, so you know the first corner in is flat, right? And the curbs, the curbs are smooth and everything. Although I did see one have a big crash recently when hit the Astra Geo block on the left hand side on the exit of first corner. But the last chicane now, depending on how hard you smash that chicane, you can probably carry quite a lot of speed.
So when we went there, the curb was big. It's been shaved down.
Okay.
It's only.
But
it's like
that you might say to someone, oh, you can smash that curb, and the guy's getting battered around and ribs are bruised.
That's one of the things I say to my son as well. Going back to getting battered around, it's like you can either be comfortable and slow, or you just be uncomfortable, grin and bear it, but then you'll be faster.
What you don't want to be is uncomfortable and slow.
No, that's literally the worst of the worst ways you can do it.
Michael, can't wait for Grand Prix 4 remake. Yeah, I can't wait for GP1. I've been playing GP1. I've got some footage on it, so when I get the time, I'll make a video. I'm also in touch with Microprose.
I love Microprose.
Yeah, so Grand Prix 1, 2, 3, and 4 being remade with Jeff Crammond's blessing is very exciting. Maybe we'll go down to Italy and see them, actually.
Talking of I say random. This is a bit more random. Have you seen that Copper City?
No.
The football one. No. Where you take charge like a football management, but you're nothing to do with the team. You're doing all like...
The what, laundry?
No, you got to do the grass cutting. You got to assign the tickets. You
I may have seen it. Yeah,
fan zones and stuff like that.
It's quite bad graphics, but
it's not horrendous. It's like SimCity type thing. I played that. It's free on Steam at the moment on the demo. I've been playing that. It's a bit different for like a football manager game.
Yeah,
cutting the grass is a.
On the management side, I've also seen some mods for F1 Manager bring it for 2026 cars. It's quite cool. And also Motorsport Manager 3. The developers of that have got that back.
Nice.
So I think Sega were publishing it, but developers got it back, and they're going to do some big stuff. Welcome, Simba. Think how it's used in chess. At some point, there won't be anyone faster than it. to let it coach you. Just don't allow it to drive for you in a second drive enduro. When you say chess, do you mean that chess coaching? It's accepted. Like, well, this is the optimal position to play. Like this is where all the pieces are. This is what the AI says you should play. Because all percentage is that what you mean or not? I'm not quite sure. Slow M Keen's been watching you do 7 tips and it absolutely helped me. It's interesting from my perspective because I do a lot of videos on tips and guides and whatnot. Have done, doing them and will continue to do. How that blends with AI, I'm not sure. I mean, maybe it blends with AI.
Puts you out of business straight away.
No, but given I do so much stuff with Moza, they're a great partner on the channel. Maybe my presets go in there, and then it's sort of like it's not really AI. Like it's really my
it's
presets.
Also going to take how long is it going to take for the AI to learn these lines? Or as you said, as a very valid point, have they got a pro driver to set it a lap time essentially?
Well, we know Conspit have signed up Yifei Yi, the Chinese Le Mans winner. Yeah. He's got presets in Conspit Link 2.0. Maybe the reason they've got that is because they're getting his data for AI coaching. I don't know. I'm not going to speak about
AI for AI coaching all self-taught, or is it basically going off someone else?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Levi, I think Moza getting into flight sim more than sim racing. I know they're at a big flight sim conference this weekend. Okay, that's been an interesting discussion. We'll keep that poll on for a little bit. At the moment, 62% saying yeah, 38% saying no. So the next one we've got Forza Horizon 6 set to add time attack modes.
I'm honestly surprised it's never had time attack. It always just seems like one of the staples which you always get for
I think as it's
a racing game.
As it's a designated Forza section, we should bring out the Forza number plate.
Upside down.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
But I'm surprised that they've gone through all the effort of actually building the track, building the car, and not putting something as simple as a time attack in.
Yeah, so
they don't have to do anything else.
There's a couple of features. So welcome to Smart Face. Julio, do you think using AI is same as drive on the racing line on?
Yes. I would say...
Well, in that, it's a good place to start for people.
As it's coaching, yeah. If you want to learn stuff, use it as a... Oh, look, these come in little special wrap packets. Use it as, like, a
so wasteful.
I'm out roundy. Use it as, like, to learn the track. I could fully understand it. But to actually use it as a...
So SmartFace says that red box is so SmartFace. This is not a 56. This is our sponsored product, AVerMedia. They'd be very disappointed if they knew that we were talking about it as a 64K modem. It is a 4K 60 capture card. So yeah, big thanks to AVerMedia.
Good old dial-up.
Yeah, Eugene, maybe they should focus on the in-game AI. It's very interesting actually that there's all this promise about AI coaching. Is that good?
Oh my god.
There's all this focus about AI coaching. But the in-game AI, Project Motor Racing, is very bad. So Forza Horizon 6, I've been making content for a while, comparing it with Evo. Obviously, we went to Germany, we interviewed the head of the studio at Kunos and asked him questions, etc. They're very keen to talk about their sim, everything's very authentic, blah, blah, blah. Forza Horizon 6 has a choice. Is it worth going a bit more sim? Is it worth going more casual? The obvious answer is you go casual because a bigger audience is there. The less obvious answer is, well, hang on. Look at the hardware proliferation. Maybe you want to get in there for a bit of authenticity.
I get that, but for a console sim, I personally feel it's got to be casual or simcade. There's no point, in my personal opinion, there's no point being a hardcore sim game on a console when you're so limited on hardware. But I'm sure there's people watching this completely disagreeing with me.
Yeah, chat, you've got to weigh in on that. What do you think of Sam's take there? So SmartFace, is the stream shaky? Shouldn't be shaky. Let us know. Slow King, I played Forza Motorsport 6 and the steering in that game is so boaty. And it is, well, it feels like you have less adherence to the road, and then play G7 feels way better. Julio says, I'm super excited about F86. When will the Gundam collab be around? Yeah, they tease that at the end.
Oh my god, these are amazing.
So Forza Horizon 6 doing a couple of things. So firstly, they're having a radar in there.
Once again,
it's a sim element, I would say.
Yeah, but why haven't they had that from the start?
Well, I don't know, but maybe people demanded that. You saw on Project Motor Racing, they added it. But the time attack is basically very interesting. So obviously Forza Horizon 6 is open world.
Yeah.
So the idea is quite cool when you visualize. When I explain it like this, it's quite cool. You leave your estate, that's your area that
Yeah.
you can build up, and you drive in your car, and you can drive to an area, a time attack area, and you drive onto the time attack. You start driving, and I think the UI changes, and it becomes like a sim game, and it starts doing delta. It gives you a delta to beat,
Okay, so it changes from like an open world type thing to an actual.
but fluidly, and then you can drive off. So whether Evo can do that with the Nordschleife, because obviously the Nordschleife is the ultimate version of that. You go to the car park, you go with the barrier, whatever. But that's quite cool. So they are like talking about these more sim elements, and I can imagine being like, well, hang on a stream, that's quite cool to like start the stream at the estate. Maybe everyone meets at your estate.
Yeah, leave your house.
Yeah,
go
big
out for
question
a
about the lobby sizes in Forza Horizon 6, because if they're going to be very small lobby sizes, that's going to really kind of like new to this a little bit.
Are they going to be like Gran Turismo with only 16?
I think it may be less.
Really?
Gran Turismo being 16 is a joke, by the way.
Yeah.
DRD not shaky for me. Very good. Welcome, DRD Niagara. And Levi, I wish Kunos would come out with Technicourse 2 and ACC 2. Well, hang on. Then they're going to be working on about 10 different games.
Evo, Rally.
You haven't done the Monte Carlo in Rally yet.
Not yet.
My god, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Can we use the sequential?
Yeah, I've been using it. Yeah. No, I've been using it for the handbrake.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah, Monte Carlo Rally. You have the bits, the iconic bits with the people had the flares and go up the cliff, cliff faces, or whatever, like switchbacks. But then there's the other part. I think Sisteron. It's like open fields and whatnot, and you're just absolutely caning it through. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm really if AC Rally keep coming. However, I still think they nerfed the feedback in the second patch, which I was a bit disappointed about. GTM need to add lobby space to 20.
It needs to go more than 20.
Whoa. We don't not settle for 20. It needs to be about 55.
Maybe not that high.
No,
but
it
it needs
should.
to go high.
I think ACC on the Nordschleife is like 100 or something. I hope Forza Horizon 6 is bringing Hot Wheels. If I know Forza Horizon 6, they won't miss the opportunity to do Hot Wheels.
On the Gran Turismo, not the dailies, but what's the one? The FIA race. It's not FIA.
A GT World Series.
That's a 20
No.
car. Is it? It's 16 as well.
Yeah.
I always thought they had more.
Nope. You can have in single player. I think you can have more.
Okay.
Let us know in chat what you think the lobby size should be for GTA, and then also in Forza Horizon 6, drag meets are returning as well, synchronized lights. So I mean that's just fun. I think drag. If I'm wrong, I think drag racing never came to Forza Motorsport. Wasn't it meant to be in Forza Motorsport? It is in. Is it officially in Gran Turismo drag
racing? No.
Was it in GT Sport drag?
No.
Chat, was drag racing in GT Sport, or did I just do it? Did I do it as a special
You might have
stage?
just done it as a play around thing,
Yeah.
But obviously, when I did GT Sport, I was only really.
But come
racing,
on, like,
but I don't ever remember.
How cool is it going to be in Forza Horizon 6 to do drag racing with my sequential, and why is that experience not in Gran Turismo? Like, because the idea of doing a drag, it's like it's fun. It's fun.
We have very different versions.
How is it
of
not
funness.
fun to drag
How
race?
is it fun?
Right.
Oh, I'm going to go straight up.
Welcome, O Friendly. We're putting this poll on.
Look, you're going to put the poll up and you're going to word it.
No.
Make it.
I'm going to say, is drag racing fun? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
What do you disagree
For
with? Them?
about 10 seconds or maybe 3 passes, and it's like cool.
Is drag racing fun? For
It's
more
fun
than 10 seconds.
It's fun to hear the cars.
That's a Q&A.
It's fun to hear. You're going to phrase it so everyone's going to disagree with me.
There we go.
But it is fun to listen to the cars for about 5 or 6 passes.
GT8 needs to add drag races from Slow M King. Honestly,
Everyone's disagreed. Every single poll here.
I'm pretty sure Forza Motorsport 3 had drag races, and it was the fun thing about. Okay, we talk about this a lot. You were playing iRacing Arcade a couple of streams ago, and there's a career mode and everything. There is a very fun gameplay loop of doing drag racing, and that balance between is it down to me or is it down to the car? Getting credits, upgrading bits on your car, and then being faster and having good shifts. Like that's just good game design. Like as long as racing has been.
I get that, but if you do it as multiplayer, it's completely pointless. You need to have the exact same car for drag racing, because otherwise, Kira from Mr. Big Spender over here could get out his wallet, pay to win, have the best car in the world. Me, Mr. Free to Play, sat here, put up next to you, not a chance.
I think you're overthinking it.
I've played enough games.
If we're on Forza Horizon 6,
Yeah.
we're doing a stream like this in the future. We're both Forza, and I'm turned up in my RCZ, which is not in Forza Horizon. Which
Can I turn up in my...
You turn your RC,
my old
FD,
RX-7.
FD, yeah. I turn up in the FC. You're in the FD.
Okay. Both will blow up after about a foot.
It's not. There's no money on the line. It's just fun. It will just be fun to
but
see who's got cars faster.
Granted, once. Second time, might still be fun. Third to 10th time, not fun at all.
So Smartface says drag racing is fire. You can actually drag race your real car. I can't. The Peugeot is not in. That's why I need it in Gran Turismo. In fact, I want to drag race my car in Gran Turismo, and then drag race the same car in real life. Yeah. See you. Okay. Thanks for joining. Every person with a car. Yeah. If you're first at the lights, it's
once
your
again, I'm not denying that, and I'm not denying that it's not fun for 2 or 3 goes. But after that, it's just...
So if you happen to be in a Golf R at the lights, you know, like on the slip road onto the motorway or something, you're not thinking, like, oh, this might be a bit of fun.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you know, whatever.
For the first couple of times. And then it's like, oh, I'm just...
You sure the 5th time it's not going to be as fun?
It never is.
I think I'd like... For me... I want to drag race. I like drag racing a lot more than
apparently so.
We've got to go down to Santa Pod, I think.
If you were physically driving it compared to actually watching it, 2 very, very different things.
Okay.
And if you're playing it as a game, I still think it's completely different things.
So MV says, I think you're a bit off on this, Kireth.
Thank you.
Smartface has put my face in the chat, so I don't know what that means. Welcome Lee B as well. Let us know. Let us know what you think on drag racing. Well, hang on, the poll's out as well. Is drag racing fun? It's 44% yes, 47% yes, 53% no.
This is the first one where the polls agree with me. The other 3 I've lost on.
Levi says drag racing is fun when pinks are involved. What a fun...
You might have to get a sensible out in a minute because I'm hot and I need to take off my jumper. But it might be...
You put the aircon on. Well, you know, Forza Horizon 6 with pink slips, drag racing.
Could be fun until you meet... It could be fun until you meet someone who spent money, spent time grinding for hours, and then all of a sudden you lose.
Fair play to them.
Yeah, but
Sam looks like he's a gang member in Saints Row. Let me know if anyone got that reference. McGurkin, simulator drag racing is not even remotely entertaining. I'm with Sam. It's got some nerve even being classified as racing. I think the next community outing should be to Santapod. Hot Rod, there is ways drag lobbies about every night. I didn't quite get all of that, but
someone does lobbies for drag racing every night.
Okay, well, we've got to move off the drag racing.
I think I'm losing the poll again now.
Yeah, look, we're gonna go to Lemon Ultimate. We've seen quite a few comments about this. This is the next topic.
Have you been testing that seat cushion on like massage by any chance? Because I would. Also, as a general, how's you guys enjoying this stream? More than normal?
More normal, less normal.
Less than normal. Same. Oh, we're trying to actually have a bit of a game plan this time.
Yeah. We want to go through. I'm enjoying it actually.
It's quite nice. So we're actually trying to have a game plan, just a bit more structure instead of just randomly doing stuff. We're obviously accepting questions here and there anyway.
Yeah, let us know about the haptic because Sam's always telling me I've got to try out the haptics, and I'm like.
You need to try it.
Haptics, the motion, the seat belts, for me is like...
What about the wind? Tried it in Las
Vegas?
Well,
I haven't put the wind on yet. I think the wind is just going to be nice. I think it's just going to be nice to have the wind.
Are you going to have it on just in time for summer?
Yeah. Unless it's like my car, it just recycles hot air.
You have it placed right in front of the PC and it's just blowing. So
surprisingly, rarely the temperature gauge in my car is a little bit temperamental.
Yeah.
Is that going to be a problem when I track date it? Do I need that? Do I need to check that gauge to see if it's overheating, or is it just it's going over anyway?
Your car.
Yeah.
I would probably check that.
Okay.
I would definitely probably check that.
Because I won't know, right?
No, not a clue. And all of a sudden you've got steam coming out. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
I think the chance of steam coming out is very high.
It is French.
Thanks, HPD. Thank you. I don't know where we're on the like front. Let us know where we are. Lee does like it. You like the Sensit. I think the Sensit and also the Next Level Racing have come out with both of them. Levi, if I had to choose, I would use haptics and wind, not motion. I wonder whether the wind is going to be quite a good sensation. Like if it blows harder at you to you're going faster. We like in Las Vegas.
I never tried in Las Vegas. I'm very skeptical about that. The wind, I can only see it as refreshing more than anything because it's not gonna be as if you're actually.
Was I in VR in Vegas? I think I was.
I think you was, so it might give you a different feeling. But if you haven't got VR, I can't. It's not as if it's going to be driving real life and then it's throwing your head back or you're buffering, it's buffering your head.
Spoiler.
Yeah, it's not buffering you as if it's that windy. All it's going to be at best is Kira turning up your house and blowing in your face.
I want to try. I need to make a few changes. I need to change my race logic out. I need to put that in, and then I will try it in VR. Whenever I do PSVR 2, I have a fan on.
Yeah, no, I can understand there's a cool inside.
Yeah. But I wonder if also like just having that soak just keeps it kind of because if it's there and it's very stale, then you're not going to subconsciously feel like you're driving a fast car.
True.
So yeah, I think on that, I think the seat belts is work. It's like it's a bit of a stretch in your mind to like you're aware, especially when they detension, you're aware that
the detention's too slowly.
Yeah. And I don't know how you do that without some mad thing that looks silly. But I think the wind might just be with a VR headset. It might just be easier to. I mean, arguably a lot of that stuff when you're in VR, it makes it easier to believe that you're there.
Yeah, I mean, in VR, if it's completely different, wind might work. Seatbelt probably works a hell of a lot better than not in VR. Levi, I use a fan majority of the time as well, so I like to get a sweat on.
Lee saying next level racing as well, only rumble motors. Okay, so it's a sensor. We'll try and T-Sensor. I think they're out in the Netherlands, actually. If you live in the UK, just be careful because customs add a charge. Or is that because it does come from... They send that out from the Netherlands. Vlatka loves it when things are structured and on schedule. Yeah, we have been on schedule today and have been structured. The topic...
Were we late?
No.
Wow.
The topic is Le Mans Ultimate console versions now confirmed by them for 20... They say mid-27. I interpret that as late. Christmas, yeah. They're not going to want to miss Christmas. Yeah. There's no point really coming out in the summer. It should come out in Christmas. So 2027, yeah, year and a half away.
When did LMR come out, remind me?
Oh my God, not 24 surely.
I feel it was early 25.
Either early 25 or it might be 24. It might have been 24.
It does feel like 3 years.
It might have been. I think it came out in spring though.
It does feel like 3 years.
It's been more than a year
to come to console. Go from PC to console is a very long time. Yes, I know. Obviously, there's a lot of different coding and stuff like that. It's not a direct port over, but it feels like 3 years is a very long time to go from PC.
Smartface says try everything. You're on YouTube. Do you mean we should review everything? Because we do try to. We do try. Even you can see the Huskenveld is all Mozaed up
with, which Kira was explaining, really awesome.
I actually made a video just on that bracket.
Did you?
I was so impressed.
You were so impressed with that bracket.
I made a video just on that bracket. But because that's a wireless wheel, that's all ready to go.
Good to just
So there's no because that's wireless. There's no functional difference really between that and a
I didn't know that did that.
There's no functional difference between that and a actual Moza wheel on the Moza base.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a cable. It should, apart from running the Huskenveld software, maybe it even need to run it. I don't know, but we'll find out. Do you want to show our viewers what it looks like?
I presume that is searching for Bluetooth.
Yeah, that reminds me. It did come with the dongle, right?
Yes. Yeah. And it's USB-C charged. I still do like the buttons where you can actually take them off.
I'll have to find that dongle. Thanks, like a 59 watching fully. Let's get up to 50 likes, everyone, if we can. Make sure to destroy that like button. Levi says, what I see is LMU coming around the same time the PS6 and new Xbox.
Do we have a date for PS6?
No. I suspect... If they were bold enough, they would develop for the new hardware. They would just skip. Yeah. They would skip. But I suspect they're not going to do that because they're not in a position to. They're going to be developing.
I suspect the only people who are going to have the hardware to develop for are going to be the big hitters. Gran Turismo,
Yeah.
Halo for
So
Halo
whe-
for Xbox, not really.
So whether Gran Turismo comes out on PS5, because Gran Turismo 7 is a PS4 game.
Yeah.
It's like really weird when you think about it.
So is Gran Turismo 8 going to be PS4 compatible as well? The amount of people still playing PS4 is unbelievable.
I doubt it. You've got to remember that GTA is coming out this year. GTA may change a lot when it comes to
GTA.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That ain't coming out this year.
Well, it's scheduled to. We'll see.
I'm pretty certain it got moved back.
Yeah, to later this year.
Pretty sure it wasn't.
Lee, when I got rid of the T598, I missed the gear jolt, but I don't have that issue anymore. Yeah, T598. Something I was thinking about, and I want to make a video on, is that I'm surprised that Thrustmaster's console ecosystem ends at 5 Newton meters. I'm not sure that's good enough in today's age. Or, let me phrase another way. I think Thrustmaster's leaving a lot of money on the table by not having an 8 or a 10 or a 12.
Yeah. They just need one of the boost packs, really.
Well, I mean, clearly the T598 seems to be chewing up the power.
True.
So maybe because of the direct axial, they've gone for this direct axial because there's no cogging. Yeah. It's a different way of doing it, and it seems to be that the magnets are bigger or something, and maybe that means you need to cause more power. So maybe they can't do the boost pack thing.
Potentially, then they need a whole new redesign.
Yeah, what do you think of that in chat, everyone, about both Le Mans Ultimate on console, but also Thrustmaster?
I think Le Mans Ultimate on console, just going back to that point, I think it'd be great for it. It'd be nice if they to see how close to actual PC they can keep it. There's a lot of good points about it on PC.
Going by Rensport and Project Motor Racing, they need to keep that one in the oven and not rush it.
That needs to be an absolute hit.
Yeah,
for when it
and it could
out.
be a massive hit.
Yeah,
because if it comes out before Gran Turismo 8, everyone's gonna be like ready for it.
Exactly, and it'd be nice to know if it is going to be cross console.
Yeah.
If you can do it on Xbox.
I don't know. I think that was a question. I don't know. We do know that developers, they reported $11.3 million of revenue in 2025. So 11.3 million. Let's say the average price is like $30. So I don't know if that's like 3 million in sales potentially.
So
11 million. No, it won't be 3 million at all.
it'd be just under 4.
There's no way they've sold 3 million copies. No, sorry, 3 million would be $3. So yeah, maybe they've sold like 500,000 copies or something. Then everyone knows how many copies they've sold. Yeah, and it was meant to be 2026 on console, but now they're saying early to mid. I think that's actually going to be
I think it's a better idea.
Yeah.
But if you say later as well.
So Lee says, I agree, Kieran, from that, the T598, I always sort of wanted more torque. And Levi saying, I'm done with Thrustmaster, the T598 is junk, and too many issues now. Besides, well, let us know what the other issues are. We know about PSU, but let us know about the other ones. And LMU, and Derek saying LMU leaving a lot of revenue unearned without a console. Yeah, they could rush it.
But then they'd be in the same situation potentially as Project Motor Racing.
Yeah, exactly.
Where everything seems rushed.
And everyone's going to be cynical. No, people aren't going to get beta the third time. Surely not.
No, and with them actually people having such a good experience on the PC.
Yeah.
If they've got console as well and they want to play it.
So kind of a bit of a rush for Project Motor Racing and Rensport to get their versions up to scratch before LMU comes out. Levi, the T598 now has issue with USB-C port. Is that your one, or is that a wider known issue? Because I just wonder like whether Thrustmaster kind of wants to go, we need to go with like a different platform. It would be a good opportunity to refresh and put an 8 out there, put a 10 litre meter out there. But let us know.
I hope they keep the design different to everyone else.
I'm very surprised
nice.
we haven't had more questions about the H-pattern shifter.
It doesn't say Logitech H-pattern, it just says bolts.
Yeah, could have bolted the other way, but then it would make sense. I'm excited to get this clamped down, and I like doing the 4th to 2nd, just locking the whole drivetrain.
Just locking up, using that rotation.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts here, clearly. Or like, I wonder how much punishment this can take.
I mean, that's moving this whole desk. With me leaning on it as well, the whole desk is moving.
Yeah.
So going over to 7th reverse is actually a big hit.
I think a few kg of force required to get it over there. Lee says, I swapped out USB with a USB-C cable and plugged it into the front of the plate. What, on the T598? Ah, okay. So you can use that front port, because there's two ports on the front. There's only one USB-A on the rear. You know what would be really cool? But looking at that Husingfeld wheel, having wireless wheels on PlayStation, how sick would that be? How sick would that be that you could just plug your wheelbase into power, and it's wirelessly connected to your console?
Yeah, just take it to your mate's house.
Would that work? Is that not screwed in at all?
No. You can tell. Give me those. I wonder who built this. Just looking at that, I was like, yeah, just take your wheel to your mate's house.
Levi says at times it grabs and grinds. It's a wide issue going to THRUSTMASTER screeching. See people complaining about it, and want to have sent it to France more than once. Kireth, have you seen the Mobile 1963? No, I haven't.
No,
There's a 963 Mobile what in IMSA then? 963. What, a bit like the 911 GT3?
Hopefully.
Porsche 963 to race in 963. It's not as good as I thought it would be.
I was expecting like the whole proper classic.
This one.
Not that one.
This one.
That one's not done up either. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. That one's not done up.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a bit disappointed by that. I'll tell you a little story about this. I went to Germany, I went to Munich, and I saw...
That was not done up.
I saw the original Porsche 911 I saw Alan McNish's Porsche 911 GT1 that won Le Mans in '98, which is very cool.
Was that a sim show?
No, that was when I was at Rensport. When I was there, I went to Motor World, which is like some mad car museum thing.
Yeah.
And there, I went to a model car shop and I bought a 963 model.
Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's not here.
Oh, is it at home?
Yeah, I bought a 963 model. That is the anniversary livery they did. That when I went to Spa in 2023, they unveiled it. That's quite cool. But I don't rate this new one.
No.
There's something. I think the Penske on it doesn't work for me.
Too much blue on
there's
the
something
shark
missing from. There's something that's just completely different.
Big old Mobile 1 writing on it.
I think it's the orange.
Go back to the original one.
I think it's the orange on it. The orange, the combination of orange and blue. See the orange and blue. It doesn't have any orange and like dark line. That was such a good livery.
Yeah, I think the fact it says Mobile 1 is huge writing and the modern one doesn't.
Yeah, also the car was better looking than the 963. The 963 is actually really a good looking car, in my opinion. Not like the 911, but that's the actual car as well. They've got a lot of content on it. It's quite cool. Can you compare that shifter to the Simsim HS? I don't have the Simsim HS. Maybe I'll ask them. Yeah, Vilfi, I'm not a massive fan of that livery, actually. Kind of get the idea, but if you're going to do it, you've got to do it properly. And also, they're not going to run that at Le Mans. Because Porsche are not allowed to run at Le Mans.
Oh.
Because they're not in WEC, unless they've agreed to something. Well, is that Atlanta then? Atlanta? Oh, no, 12. That's what we're going to do at Sebring. That's the first race of IMSA, isn't it? That first race of IMSA? Yeah. Was Daytona first race of IMSA? It must be.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. These are so good, man. I would offer the safety one, but there's a high chance they'll be gone.
Joey says, how is his fame? I've been debating get game. Le Mans Ultimate is pretty good. I mean, for the price, I think you can't really complain too much. Well, actually, sorry, the price I bought it, it's an example I bought it in early access. Mm-hmm. Now I think the price has gone up quite a bit.
How much is it?
Or it was $32 maybe when I bought it. Yeah, let us know any thoughts you've got on any of the topics we're discussing today. We'd like to hear from you. Would be awesome. And yeah, I'm going to be in Madrid for Formula E this weekend. I'm going to spend some time with Taylor Barnard, friend of the channel, fellow sim racer Taylor Barnard. We may do some sim racing lobbies with him at some point.
Good.
He's on SIMUCUBE, and the youngest ever pole sitter in Formula E. A bit like Kimi Antonelli.
Yes.
We can talk about F1. If you want us to talk about F1 as well, we can chat. If anyone wants to chat F1, let us know.
You might be going to lovely Madrid, not going to Sunderland.
Well, they do call Sunderland the Madrid of the UK.
The Madrid of Northern UK.
Yeah. So we're different areas.
Anyone who's not from England, you should definitely visit Sunderland.
Well, we may both be going to a track next week. We'll finalise that, but yeah, we might be doing some track stuff. But yeah, I want to hear from you, everyone in chat. Your thoughts on the news. Just to recap what we've gone through today. Gone through iRacing Street Circuits, G7 new cars, Moza Motion, Moza AI, Forza Horizon 6. We didn't really talk about Race Room. They're adding some new stuff, including the Spa refresh and LMU console. Levi, I guess McLaren's in trouble. Max Verstappen is not too happy with Red Bull. And V1 saying, I'm starting to think GT7 is slowly losing support for the development of GT8. But then I would almost rather that they turn off the tap. They say, well, we're done with GT updates. Yeah. We'll see you in GT8.
Yeah.
That'll be my hunch, and let us know a little bit about what's going with GTA. What you think about Hamilton now? People saying it was washed up last season. Well, we definitely said a couple of years ago we were. Oh, well, I remember saying that I wasn't sure if it was going to work at Ferrari.
Yes.
I would say I was partly right, partly wrong. I was partly right because it didn't. I was partly wrong because I think he has actually affected some change at Ferrari.
Yes.
New engineer.
New engineer. I mean, I'll be there to admit it as well. Same as you. I'm not afraid to admit it. I said that he was dumb, and the last 2 races has proved otherwise. Like he's actually feels in or looks interested.
Yeah.
Now, is that because the car's capable, whereas last year it wasn't capable and his head was in it because it wasn't capable? I don't know. No one knows apart from him. He seemed to have turned up for these first 2 races in the sprint. Does it help that he's at the front and the Ferrari 90%, well, 100% of the time at the moment is getting into the lead off the line? Once that gets eroded, he's still going to
I thought what was interesting at China is how he had the battles with Charles, and we can talk all about the battle stuff, but then he just drove off. So it seemed like he was just way more comfortable in that car.
Maybe he is.
Maybe that its car is kind of a bit like we're talking about Max, a car designed around him. And apparently, I think he has an option for next year, unilaterally.
But the thing is, Behrman's done so well.
But Behrman can wait. I mean, Russell waited a long time.
He can wait. Behrman has done so well.
And also, if you're Behrman in a Haas, you did pretty good.
Yeah,
it's not a bad place to be. Yeah.
Alonso taking his hands off the wheel and then just retiring the car.
Well, he's got the vibrations, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So, but interesting point. I bet you didn't know this. Who's done more laps this season, McLaren or Aston? Aston done more laps than McLaren.
Neither of them started in China. One didn't start in Australia.
Yeah. But that, when you think of exactly for all of that stuff, Aston are actually getting in some laps. They're not getting. They can't get points really because they can't finish.
But they're still getting laps in.
They're still getting laps in.
Yeah, which is essentially just testing.
And it could be the case that once Honda might have. There's rumours saying that Honda focused too much on the motorbikes and they've got to reallocate talent and whatnot.
Yeah, but there's all rumours that Adrian Newey came in and wanted everything changed last minute.
Yeah.
Is it going to be the same as like the whole McLaren Honda thing? I don't really know. Also going back to Levi Racing, I guess McLaren in trouble and Max Verstappen is not too happy with Red Bull. Yeah, I actually think Max is more annoyed at the Red Bull than the regs. But he can't blame Red Bull. So
he's taking out the regs.
Yes.
The motor seems alright. I think Verstappen. I mean, I think interesting things can happen this season. I think we could see very unusual moves from Max Verstappen, almost kamikaze moves.
I don't think we will.
No, because I just think I honestly think he's gonna be. I don't know. It's interesting. You have someone like Alonso, right? Who's had such a difficult time the last few years. And like, what's the mentality to keep like grinding away at a car and So is Max going to enter that phase where he's like, I'm going to grind away at this car?
I think he will. I think he will for this year. Sure.
But when we saw him in Barcelona throw toys at the pram, that ultimately cost him the championship. That was a glimpse into why have we done that, Max? Makes no sense.
But he might have learnt from that. You don't know. Charles admitted beforehand it's his bogey track. Mate, when you're getting paid tens of millions of pounds, you don't have bogey. Just excuses.
Yeah, I just thought it interesting how Hamilton had, because Hamilton obviously did well there last year in the sprint. He won it. Let's see what Ferrari. My personal take is that I think Mercedes are so far ahead.
I think they're still sandbagging them.
I think it's all academic.
Yeah. Even when the rules come in that they've got to change their compression.
Yeah.
I think they're still sandbagging.
They were just ticking off fast lap after fast lap, and I think they were probably showing a bit too much pace, and the team were happy with. I think it's interesting that George has kind of like not maintained a strong start championship because then he could settle into I'm a number one driver.
Yes,
and really
get 5-6 wins in a row.
Yeah,
sorted.
But yeah, we're going to do an F1 video as well on the Formula Fan TV channel. So we'll wrap up the the live stream here. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Big thanks to Ava Media for sponsoring a live stream with the Live Gamer Ultra S. So if you do want a capture card to capture your sim racing, go check that out 4K 60 capture, which is basically what you want in sim racing. And I think hopefully we'll see you next time. I'm going to be in Madrid, you're going to be in Sunderland. So some exciting things happening. And if
I'm going to be cold and you're going to be warm.
Yeah, Madrid's not hot. So yeah, thanks to Smartface. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments after this video as well. And we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.